Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to talk about Dolby Vision. Now, after buying my TV and watching a few titles on Dolby Vision, I really just want to give my thoughts on it overall. So some of these Dolby Vision movies, I did have an HDR disc to compare to, and some I did not. So first I'm going to go over the Dolby Vision exclusives that I watched because I was very impressed with them and kind of went in blind on these. So I watched Entourage. Entourage was super crisp. The detail was very, very good, but I don't really even want to talk about the detail of the sharpness because that's more or less the upscale. But I want to talk about the HDR. That was a bright, vivid movie, especially when they're at the beach or they're in the water. When Vince is having the opening party showing the movie, the HDR is very bright, but it's also very realistic. The colors seem a little more realistic. I think with normal HDR, the colors pop off the screen and they're noticeable. I think the difference with Dolby Vision is they pop off the screen and they're noticeable, but there's also more contrast to it. There's more shades to the color, and it's less noticeable with the in-your-face brightness that some HDR brings. So for other discs like Arrival, I compared the 4K Blu-ray to the Dolby Vision, and I have to say that the Dolby Vision version was a lot better. In Arrival, it's a very dark movie. I said that the 4K disc was very dark. It does brighten it up a bit, and also the little things that the HDR brought to the table, like the orange jumpsuits and the spaceships, I think that Dolby Vision handled the colors a little better. The orange looked a tiny bit more neutral, so it didn't look like it was just completely blindingly bright, and it just overall looked like there was more shades to it. You could see on the suit where the wrinkles were, that there was different colors, different shades of orange, and I just overall think the detail in the color is more prevalent. So I also watched The Accountant, and I could go over a few more, but that's not really what the focus of this video is. I just want to go over the future, and I think that the future, Dolby Vision is going to be king. Now, there's still going to be HDR, and I think that HDR is still going to be the standard, and every player is going to have it, every disc is going to have it, because in order to have Dolby Vision, you need to have a layer of HDR anyway. But the Dolby Vision with its dynamic metadata makes it so that it just overall is a better experience. It makes every scene analyzed differently, where normal HDR just grades the whole thing on one spectrum. So I think Dolby Vision is the future. They just announced a ton of UHD discs that have Dolby Vision coming with it, including like Cabin in the Woods with some super pump for Westworld season 1 in 4K. They got Dolby Vision on there, and we're going to see it on a lot more. They're even doing some re-releases of Girl on the Train, Arrival, a bunch more. There's a long list, but I do think that the Dolby Vision is the superior format, and I think it is going to win this format war, but that doesn't mean that HDR is going to be out of the races, and that also doesn't mean that Dolby Vision isn't going to be substantially better. I'm not talking about a night and day difference here. I'm not talking about where you'll watch one and you'll watch the other and be so blown away by the difference, but you will notice the subtle differences, and that's what is going to ultimately make it the winning format. Anyway, guys, let me know your comments below. I'm sure it's going to get a little heated. Anyway, give me a like if you like this video. Give me a dislike if you did it, and subscribe down below for more content in the future. Have a good night, guys.